Hello and welcome to the 15th edition of the Factly Digest. I'm Parvati Mohan and I lead the audio visual production efforts here at Factly. The Factly Digest is a series of lives that we've been doing for the past few months from our in house studio, where we talk to representatives of some of the different teams that work in Factly and we get to know from them what kind of work they've been doing over the past 2 weeks. And a lot of times these are on issues like fake news or policy matters that affect our lives directly. So, before we get into this fortnightly update from my colleagues from two different teams, I'd like to remind our viewers that our memberships are now live. And if you're joining us for the first time, do subscribe to our channel, look at the kind of work we do, and consider becoming a member. It is a small but significant way for you to show your support for the kind of fact checking and data journalism work that happens here at Factly. And let me also take this moment to let you know that you can drop your questions for us in the live chat, and we will answer them to the best of our capabilities during the course of this live. And if not, if you feel like asking us something a little later, then please feel free to leave comments on our videos, and also feel free to write to us through social media DMs or on our social media posts. We are at Factly India across platforms. And yes, I think with that said, we are ready to get into the fortnightly live. We begin with the fact check team, and my colleague Harsha Vardhan joins us. Hi, Harsha.
Hi, Parvati.
So, yeah, what have been the trends in the misinformation space over the past 2 weeks?
So, as you know, last time we discussed about how different political parties propagate various misinformation during this election period.
Hmm.
So, similarly, as the campaigning reached the climax phase, more and more parties and their candidates are trying more harder to get the votes
Mm.
of the public. So, this election misinformation is a prominent trend this week, and
Mm.
we will talk about this in the next couple of minutes.
Mm.
So, and other kinds of misinformation we debunked this week is this Israel-Hamas war.
Mm.
This has been going over the past 1 month or more. So, during the first earlier time, we debunked many videos like unrelated videos of attacks, and similarly, on next we debunked videos like unrelated videos of the dead or injured people, and now we are seeing visuals like faking allegations like faking injuries, like some Palestinians are faking injuries and some are faking deaths.
Mm.
In fact, they are all these old and unrelated
Mm.
videos shot in other countries, or some of them are the visuals of behind the scenes footage of short films
Mm.
like this. And other example of misinformation is this users are sharing these old videos of destruction, like visuals from Turkey earthquake as a visuals of destruction during this war. So, and other misinformation is around the ICC Cricket Men's World Cup. As you know, the event has reached its final stage. Within 3 days, we are getting into final
Mm.
match of the World Cup. And in this context, we got some misinformation related to Maxwell. One photo went viral, like saying that Maxwell, after his century,
Yeah.
touched the feet of
Mm.
Indian cricketer Sachin Tendulkar. But in fact, as you can see, it's clearly edited pic.
Yeah.
And other kind of misinformation is related to Indian cricketer and politician Gautam Gambhir. Like someone misattributed a quote which he did not say.
Mm.
Gambhir said that Kohli is playing slow
Yeah.
innings
Yeah.
when he reached his 100. But in fact, he uh, did not present at the commentary box
Right.
for that match. And after his strong objection,
Mm.
and this actually this was first posted by a satire account on Twitter,
Mm.
and later picked up by mainstream media.
Right.
And so after his strong objection, they apologized for that news and removed that news. Yeah. And the next misinformation is related to Ayodhya Ram Mandir.
Mm.
So as soon as the government announced the date for the inauguration of the Ram
Yeah.
Mandir, there is a lot of buzz around this
Mm.
temple
Mm.
and the
Mm.
city. So one kind of fake news that went super viral is images of railway station in the Ayodhya.
Yeah.
In fact, these images are generated by AI.
Yes.
So many users, even you can see even today they are sharing it, and we are getting it to our WhatsApp timeline even today. Some AI related images are being shared as real images of Ayodhya Ram Mandir. So, in fact, after seeing it, we wanted to do some workshop on how to detect fake image, AI generated images from real images, and most probably we will do that workshop in that next YouTube live.
Okay, great. That is seems like very vital
Yeah,
information for people to have these days. And so yeah, let's go back. You were speaking about
yeah,
election season, and we are officially in the middle of election season, with a few states having gone to the polls and a few that are going to, including Telangana, where
yeah.
we live, in just a few days. So it's safe to assume that, you know, yeah, like you said, election related misinformation is everywhere.
Yeah,
Any major event
yeah,
uh, is followed by
yeah.
misinformation about that event as well. So take us through some of the posts and themes in this space.
So we have broadly categorized this election-related misinformation into five categories.
Mm.
The first one is altered audio, like
Okay.
these opponents of these candidates
Mm.
put some audio, old audio of the candidate, and or they alter the video. Like for example, the politicians of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan,
Mm.
Kamal Nath, their videos with altered audios went viral.
Yeah.
So we have debunked by going to the source of old video of that particular video, and we debunked in that way. So, and the next kind of misinformation, which is easy for the opponents to share, is
Mm.
clipped videos,
Yeah.
because they can just take the clip of a video and they make it viral. Like one example is KTR saying KTR is an MP, minister from BRS, and a video went viral saying that he wanted asking the people to vote for Congress,
Mm.
but in
Yeah.
fact it's a clipped video and he's just quoting someone in the
Mm.
speech, and they take that clip and they make it viral.
Yeah.
So on the next kind of misinformation is sharing old and unrelated opinion polls.
Mm.
So since the polling is still ongoing and not completed in some states, they are now sharing opinion polls and surveys. And once the polling is over, they will share the old exit polls
Mm.
and say it as it is related to the current event,
Mm.
current polls. So on the next kind of misinformation is false allegations, like false allegations on rival candidates
Mm.
and political parties, like false corruption allegations and false speeches, hate speeches like that. This is another category. And the other important one is sharing fake manifestos. Sometimes, uh, sometimes the people, uh, the activists from a particular party share the fake manifestos to gain more attention from these voters. And sometimes opposition party, social media people also share these fake manifestos.
Mm.
So one should go to the official website of the parties
Mm.
to verify the authenticity of these manifestos.
Mm. Okay, so you've said that, you've given a tip for how
Yeah,
to check these things. Now, of course, we are writing articles on our website. We are posting videos daily,
yeah,
related to this all this misinformation debunking. But the volume of misinformation out there is just
yeah,
insane for one agency or one
yeah,
person or anyone to deal with. So at the end of the day, the person at the center of all this is the receiver.
yeah,
So what are the ways in which, now you just mentioned going to the party website as one tip,
yeah.
but in but broadly speaking, what are the ways in which people can check how authentic a piece of news they come across is, particularly with more focus on election related.
So during the election period, one website is very important, very useful for the voters. Is a website of Election Commission. There are each state has some dedicated website for
Hmm.
election commissions. So and in this website you can see electoral roll, means the list of the voters for the
Mm.
particular constituency, particular ward, particular polling booth. So you can check the name of the name, your name, and if there are any discrepancies, you can complain for the election commission and they can take action. And other one is in this website you can also see the who is contesting from which party in a
Mm.
specific constituency. So voter can get the time to choose the right candidate they wanted to vote on the election day. And other one is they can also voter can election commission also upload the affidavits of the
Mm.
candidates. So in these affidavits you can see the details
Yeah.
almost every details of the from family details, his education details,
Mm.
his income details, and you can also see the if there are any criminal cases pending on that particular candidate. So it gives the voter to choose the right candidate before voting.
Mm.
And other important one is generally in every elections, opposition parties, rival parties, uh, put dummy candidates to split the votes and to influence the uh, margin of the votes for the candidates. So you can also check the for example, in one they put the candidates with the same names in the same constituency,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes even if you can see that party names of the two party names have similarity in this, and in some cases you can see this similarity between the election symbols.
Mm.
Like for example, in Kukatpalli constituency in which you are in, there is some Janasena party, you can which is headed by actor Pawan
Yes.
Kalyan, and there is also other party like Jatiya Janasena party.
Mm.
Only a few votes are different from it, and the Janasena party symbol is tumbler,
Mm.
but that Jati Jansen party is bucket.
Mm.
So, and the candidate contesting from that party is K. Pawan Kalyan.
Mm.
So, if you are if you are not aware of, not clearly
Yeah.
aware of it, you might think that you might be voting for your favorite
Yeah.
candidate.
Yeah.
So, this website is really handy at these times because you can check before well before the polling date and be careful while voting. But and if you have any doubts regarding the election misinformation or general misinformation,
Mm.
you can always contact us on our WhatsApp reply.
Yeah. So we have a question from Manu John, and I think you're the best place to answer this. Is how do you do reverse checking? I would assume they're talking about maybe reverse image
Yeah.
or whatever. So please,
So in the reverse image search is part of Google or Yandex or Microsoft. On the search bar, you can see that after search icon, you can see that camera icon.
mm,
After clicking that camera icon, it will show you upload image, and click on the upload image. And once if the image is already in your computer, you can click on upload.
mm,
Then the Google shows you the similar images.
yeah,
So based on that, you can see if that particular images was previously uploaded by any news outlet, or
mm,
you can see when it was uploaded on the internet,
mm,
and you can see much more details of it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the reverse message.
Yeah, and one tip I remember is that if it's a collage of images, it's better to crop
Yeah, it's
each
better to crop.
each image individually, and that will give you more accurate results for each of the images,
Yeah,
where each one is from. Because sometimes what people do is they'll take unrelated images from
yeah.
5 years apart,
Mm,
or show different people and say this is a before and after or something like that.
yeah,
So in all such cases where there's more than one image, best to crop each image individually and
yeah.
such, right?
Almost every search engine have the reverse message
Yeah.
facility. So if you did not get required results in Google, you can try Yandex or Microsoft Bing,
Yeah.
or even you can upload images on Google Bard,
Mm.
like that not ChatGPT, Google Bard.
Mm.
Microsoft Bing has that ChatGPT plugin in it. You can
Mm.
upload in it, and it will give you some additional information. Based
Mm.
on it, you can search further.
Yeah. Yeah. So, thank you for the question, Manujan, and we hope that our answer has helped you. Um, and before we move on to the next topic very quickly, I'd like to say that we have an election series of, a series of videos dedicated to Indian elections, which covers both the history of Indian elections and how we've been performing over the more recent years. And this is, you can see these videos on our YouTube channel. Of course, if you go into playlists, you'll find the election series. And apart from, these are all very short videos, they're all less than 90 seconds, so it's you can consume this information on the go. But it's also very useful, and one of the things that we've spoken about, for example, is the affidavit that Harsha mentioned, and why it's very important for you as a voter to access this document. And this series is also on our Instagram, where we are, of course, like I said, something has come our way. Oh, Manu John has commented that glass and bucket symbol very similar to cheat
Yeah.
voters. Yeah, that's an astute observation, and we are very glad that you've been paying attention. Okay, Harsha, thank you so much for that update. We will move on to the next team in a few minutes, which is the newsroom. But before that, a few quick reminders. One, of course, we were just speaking about it. Use our WhatsApp tip line to check if a piece of information that you have received is authentic or fake. And it's a bot operated chat line, and it's very easy to use. So just save that number, and you're good to go. Apart from that, of course, our YouTube memberships are live. Do consider joining, but before that, if you haven't yet subscribed, then please subscribe to our channel. We have informative videos coming your way every single day. So that's definitely something you should do right now. And on social media, we are at Factly India across platforms. And even there, we come out with informative posts and content every single day. So all of that uh, was all a few reminders for all of you. And with that, we are ready to get into the next set of updates, which is from the newsroom. And joining me is Sai Krishna. Hi, Sai Krishna. So, yeah, what's a story from the past 2 weeks from your team that you'd like to take our viewers through?
So, firstly, over the past 2 weeks, we have written a couple of interesting stories spanning across diverse fields, like from starting from environment to information technology to criminal justice. And one of the most important story that we have written is on the Central Vigilance Commission.
Mm.
So we looked at how does CVC function, and what are the statistics related to its complaints, and how punishments are awarded by the commission. Uh, if you look at day-to-day affairs of general public, so there isn't any day without which where we have not heard of corruption allegations against some politician or some kind of public
Yeah.
official. Now, this is where CVC plays an important role.
Mm.
What exactly CVC does is it receives complaints regarding corruption from the public, scrutinizes them, and it forwards them to the relevant agencies to inquire on these allegations.
Mm.
Now, CVC receives complaints from multiple modes. Look, there are three primary uh, channels through which CVC receives complaints. One of the first channel is through the vigilance divisions in each organization. So each organization has a vigilance division headed by central vigilance officer. He directly reports to the vigilance commission. The second is the through the whistleblower protection act.
Mm.
So we also call it as protection of information, like PDP resolution,
Mm.
PIDPI resolution.
Mm.
And the third is the general complaints. So it receives general complaints. And one key important aspect of commission is that it doesn't randomly go on scrutinizing the complaints that you send unless it is specified under the Whistleblower Protection Act. Any complaint that is anonymous or pseudonymous, the commission won't act.
Mm.
And your complaint must be specific, like it should have specific details of what your allegation is.
Mm.
It doesn't act upon the vague allegations
Okay.
that you randomly spread. So,
Mm.
this is how commission generally goes through its function.
Yeah. Okay. So, in your analysis, did you notice any trends in the kinds of complaints received by the commission?
I think yes, we did observe a few trends. So the first, we'll talk about the trends in the complaint.
Mm.
So among the general complaints, like I've said, uh, many people forward anonymous or random vague allegations complaint,
Mm.
and only 1% of all those general complaints that the commission receives are actually forwarded to the departments to inquire further.
Mm.
Only 1%. That is very like minuscule percentage of
Mm.
all the general complaints that the commission receives. The second aspect is the under the Whistleblower Protection Act. Uh, the data. shows that there is a slight increase in the number of complaints. So between 2004 and 2013, there were around 500, an average of 500 cases per year,
Mm.
which has increased to around 950 per year from
Okay.
2014 to 2022.
Mm.
This is under the Whistleblower Protection Act. The third is the complaint from the divisions, like its own internal divisions. So for that, we have data for 3 decades. So between 1990 to 2000, there were around 4,500 cases per annum on an average. It increased in the 2000 decades from like 2000 to 2010. We had around 5,700 cases
Mm.
on an average. And coming to the latest decade, like from 2011 to 2022, the cases have gone down. Like it has come down to around 4,000 cases only. So this is the basic trend in the complaints. Now coming to the actions that the commission has taken. Now there are three kind of actions that the commission generally takes. It awards major penalties, it awards minor penalties, and there's an administrative action that the commission takes. That major penalties also include like dismissal from services, compulsory retirement, these kind of things.
Mhm.
Uh, if you look at the trend in the actions taken by the commission, we see that there's an increase towards awarding major penalties. So in the 1990s, out of the total punishments that the commission has awarded, only 33% were major penalties. Now coming to 2022, its share has gone to around 50%. So there's a shift towards major penalties by the commission. So this is the broad trend in the punishment side also.
Mhm. Okay. And what are the other interesting findings from your research?
Uh, and now that we have looked at the commission's overall working, we thought of looking into the organizations from where these complaints are actually coming.
Mm.
So each organization has a CVO, Central Vigilance Officer. Now, if you look at the data of all those complaints, we see that there's a generally reduction in those complaints. And among the organizations, we see that railways is the topper, like is the
Mm.
highest with around 1.8 lakh complaints between 2004 and 2022. It is followed by NCT, Government of NCT Delhi at 1.4 lakhs,
Mhm.
and Home Affairs at 1.25 lakhs, and banks at 1.2 lakhs. So around only these four departments, only these four organizations comprise of more than 50% of the complaints totally received by CVO. And we also see that there's a marginal reduction in the total number of departmental inquiries that the departments have permitted, and the sanctions that they have proposed against public officials. We have seen marginal reductions
Mm.
in those punishments. That thing.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that brings us to the end of the newsroom's update. Thank you, Sai Krishna. We do not have any more questions, but yes, we did have one interesting question earlier about reverse image search, which, if you missed, you can watch the recorded version of this live on our channel on the live tab. And with that, we come to the end of this edition of the Factory Digest. The next one, we usually do this on Thursdays, but two 2 weeks from today, which is the next, the next fortnight, Thursday is election day here in Telangana, 30th November. So we will be doing the Factory Digest the previous day, which is Wednesday, 29th November, around the same time, 6 p.m. IST. So definitely join us then. And in the meantime, follow our work on our YouTube channel here, on our social media platforms at Factly India everywhere, and subscribe to us, follow us, join our memberships, and reach out to us through comments, DMs, all the usual ways. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching the Factly Digest, and we will see you the next time.